Hello, everyone. Woohoo, I made it. Woohoo, thank you for your patience. I am coming on live and I am going to be talking about several different topics, and it'll be interesting to see what your questions are as well, which direction we're going to move in. Can't wait. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is my guardian angels, the angels. Since I've been doing a lot of readings, I just want to relay guidance in regards to how the angels feel and what they think about certain things and their perspective. Okay, one of them is going to be time. Does time exist? Does this reality exist? Okay, and the present moment of now. And then after we dive into that and any questions you have in regards to that topic, we're going to move into the Lionsgate portal. And we're going to be talking about the Lionsgate portal and what is unfolding at this time on Earth. Anybody sleeping these days? Anybody get any sleep at all? I won't put my hand up. I've been getting some sleep and I really have to negotiate it, but there are times where I can really feel the energy coming in right now. My guardian angel will explain it to me as light codes are coming in right now. Light codes. And personally, I'm feeling them come in the late afternoon through the evenings, when we're nice and relaxed and our minds are nice and relaxed, and then they can infuse those light codes more easily. However, many are saying that the light codes are also coming in through the sunshine, sun rays. So I think that's great. Any which way they can get us. Here come the light codes. So is anybody getting much sleep these days, or are you guys more alert and your mind is racing, maybe heart palps, anxiety? Oh, how much fun Ascension is. Nobody signed me up for any of that. They just said, oh, you're going to start the Ascension path and the energy is going to start going through your chakra centers. I said, oh, okay, that sounds fine. I didn't know any of this would be happening. Oh, that's good, Muriel. Okay, so several people here are having a hard time sleeping. Or if you do go down to sleep, then you're getting up and back down and back up and back down and around we go. I've been giving spirit heck. I'm like, letting them know what I want. It's really important. But if you're sleeping good, you just milk that. This is a rest period through the summer months. We are meant to be resting. And we are meant to be resting before the next big ascension wave comes in the fall, starting in September, from what they tell me. But right now we have the Lionsgate portal open and in floods light codes. Yes, heart palpitations, not good sleep. Oh, that's nice. Milk it, Andrea. You milk it for all of us, okay? All right. So let's talk, not much sleep for you either. Oh, God. Seems like more of a pattern of people having a hard time sleeping right now. Yes. When we have incoming energy, it makes us more, well, it opens your chakra centers. You can take more of it in. You become more alert. You may have more anxiety, heart palps. You might feel irritated. Your mind is racing. You might be thinking about things that, quite frankly, you haven't thought of in a long time, or overly obsessively thinking about things. They like to explain it like anything that's low vibrationally entrenched within you, any thought forms, any energy, okay, that's entrenched, it comes up to the surface with these light codes, with this light, and gets transmuted into the light. So as it comes up, and then it gets transmuted. But there is a stage where maybe we're overanalyzing, overthinking. Good times. All right. So that's why it's so important to ground ourselves out in nature. It's so important to ground ourselves, period. And we can even ask the earth, please pull my energy through my vessel, out my feet, through my root chakra on a steady, regular basis, helping to circulate this energy through my vessel for the remainder of my days here on earth. And quite frankly, let's just chalk it up to every single lifetime I have in every vessel that I have when I incarnate here with you. Thank you. Okay? And all we have to say is yes, please. And she'll get busy and get to work and do that for you. That way you're going to feel much more at peace, much more at ease. But it's still your responsibility to catch those low vibrational thoughts and turn your cheek on them. Hand them to your team to transmute. More is already getting transmuted with this light. But we can, hand them off, turn your attention off them, recognize what they are instead of back paddling in them in the pool of low vibrational thoughts and thinkings and worries. Okay? Been there, done it. We've all been there. We've all done it. Okay, so let's talk about time. Is there such a thing as time? Is there time? You guys are all like, who's going to type this one out? Is there such a thing as time? If we took away clocks and we took away the calendar and we had no idea what clocks were or what calendars were, or months, or days, or weeks, or years, would there still be time? Would there? Yeah. It's an interesting topic because if I go from our perspective, it sure feels like there's time when you are aging, right? Right? But ultimately, when we come from Spirit's perspective, there is no time. And Spirit doesn't operate in time. There is no linear time. Time will exist for you if you really believe in it, as we are the manifestors of our realities. So what you believe in, you create. And as a collective, as a whole, we all have created this concept of time. But is there really time? No, there is not. Go and ask someone who has grown up in the Amazon, in the middle of the forest, without any contact with anyone else. Go ask them how old they are. Go ask them what day of the week it is. What time of the day is it? And what are they going to tell you? And do they even care? I think in regards to our three-dimensional reality, we see this as an important concept to believe in. And that might be the case in other three-dimensional realities. But as we start to ascend, as we start to awaken and ascend, we start to see things very differently. Have you guys noticed yourselves being somewhat detached from your reality? You're observing it, but you're not as entrenched in it with your emotional state of mind, right? You watch as other people are getting worked up or diving in off the deep end, but you're not as emotionally attached to it as you once were. Things start to kind of slow down. You don't really look at the clock as much or care what time it is unless you absolutely have to. It's a really lovely place to be, actually, you know. So if your mind starts to go wandering in the past, what would we call that if we're thinking about the past? If I'm thinking about things in the past, I'm just remembering. I'm there in where the ego loves to run amok. I'm there in remembering certain things that took place. Reminiscing, a memory. And if I'm in the future and I'm thinking about woulda, coulda, shouldas, maybe this, maybe that, well, what if this? Or imaginings of what might take place in the future, where am I then? Where am I if I'm thinking about things in the future? Could it possibly be that I'm imagining? Because when we're thinking about things in the future, we're imagining. Yeah. So in truth, what is really all that there truly is? The past is no longer, it's gone. It's nice to have the memories, the good high vibrational ones that lift me up. And in the future, if I want to use affirmations to attract in what I want to manifest into my reality, that's wonderful. But a lot of us do a lot of worrying and fear about the future, which is lowering our frequency. And in the truth, what all that there really is this present moment of now. But our mind loves to go here and loves to go there. And the real trick is to keep it right here. And I'm not poo-pooing myself. I'm not getting upset with myself if I go too much here or too much there. I just simply go, oh, here I go again. I'm going there again. I'm just going to redirect to the present moment of now and keep focused on what I'm doing right here, right now. Maybe I'm brushing my teeth. Maybe I'm drinking this glass of water. But I'm staying right here in the present moment of now. Are we always perfect at that? Probably not, but it's really wonderful to practice. From the perspective of the angels, is that there is no time. There's no linear time. So your soul is housed and it is in multiple different vessels all at the same time. Okay? And it's really interesting when you converse with the angels because there's no energy or impression of any regard of any time with them. They're very present beings. And when they come around, you'll notice maybe you'll lose complete hearing on the side of one side of your head. And I mean you can't hear anything. It's like a real deep peace sensation. I know I've got an angel right there. Okay. It's very peaceful and very present in the moment of now. It's really cool. So, what is the importance of keeping our mind, our thoughts in the moment of now, our attention, our consciousness in the moment of now? It's the place where the ego can't run amok as much. And that's the beautiful thing of it. Being present. And you're much more at peace. Your mind is more quiet and still. And this is a beautiful thing to be practicing. I agree with you. Eckhart Tolle's books are incredible. The Power of Now, A New Earth, highly recommend. So if we look at, let's broaden this out a little bit. If there is no time and it's a man-made construct of us manifesting our reality, is any of this real? Is any of it real? Earth, us, you, me, us being separate, several different bodies, living out our lives on Earth. One book that's really incredible with this topic that I'm talking about is The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. Love it. For those who they're trying out A Course in Miracles, many people are diving into that and loving it. It's wonderful. And an extension of that, which is not a course, would be a reading material, a book by Gary Renard called The Disappearance of the Universe. Okay? And that might simplify and make things a little bit easier for those maybe who find it a bit difficult to read A Course in Miracles, and or to have an extension of, or to have added information. They sure seem real, don't they? But the beautiful thing is that once you understand that you are the manifester of your reality, you get to create whatever reality, whatever experience you want. It's like being the director of the movie that you're in. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes. Yeah. Everything is an illusion. We are all one. And we are all God's loving, living thoughts. And often I've heard God and Jesus call me my child. And I'm like, what does that mean? And it is just following their lead is how they explain it. Because I was like, was I your child to Jesus? And he said, no. But there have been souls that Jesus has guided me to help and assist, that Jesus has had incarnations with. And I knew there was a connection there. I could feel the pull of Jesus' emotions towards that person. And I knew that it was really important that I helped Jesus help them the best that I could. So I did the best that I could. And it's really cool to see different souls that are here in different vessels that Jesus has had incarnations with in other vessels. So is Jesus Jesus? Am I going to be always Kristin? Probably not. Although I know his name holds great weight on earth. Let's see. Where are we going to move next? Let's see if we can get a perspective from the angels in regards to this topic, and then we're going to move right into the Lionsgate portal, unless any of you have any questions in regards to what I'm talking about. My guardian angel says, nope, you've done great. You've learned a lot over the years. Because everything I'm divulging is what I've heard them say so many times. That's right. That's right, Paul. That is right. And some people are ready for that, and some people are not. Some people are ready for a broader perspective and understanding, and some are more okay with where they are and understanding that there's more of a separation between me and that person, etc. More of being okay with not even recognizing that they're even in an illusion, whatever that illusion is to them. So it's too funny. You know, when I first started channeling the angels, I wanted to give my opinion. I was so feisty. I was a true indigo, full throttle. and they really tamed me down over the years, and I've come to understand that you can't control others and you can't change them. You can try and lead by example, and if they want to change, then they will. And let's be honest, everyone is responsible for their own vibrational frequencies. Everyone is responsible for their thoughts, their emotions, their energy. Although we are still in infancy, I think most of us on earth, and even recognizing that we are the manifestors of our reality and learning about energy. And I mean, we look at how many movies and how many TV shows are out there even talking about this. Not many. Not many. I remember watching the Celestine Prophecy, and I was like, wow, they're showing energy around people and how that operates around people. And it was really cool to see that for the first time. And sending energy to your plants or to vegetables. It was really just, it was like the first time I'd seen it on the movie screen. It was really cool. All right, so who would like to take the topic of the Lionsgate portal? And do any of you have any questions about what we've just discussed? Or do you have any questions about the Lionsgate portal? Archangel Michael's going to take this topic. My guardian angel goes like this. Away from her and over to Archangel Michael. And he says he's going to take this topic. He says soon there's going to be an increase of these light codes flooding the earth. At this time, he's saying around, and he's highlighting on the calendar, if we believe in time, August 8th is when it's going to really ramp up to. It's already ramping up now, let's be honest. Only a week of it ramping up. What does it mean for us when we have the Lionsgate portal, Archangel Michael? The light codes that are flooding the earth at this time this is really, really, really good. He says really, really, really good. He's really emphasizing how good this is for us. And he's got a big smile on his face. Which is good, because sometimes he doesn't smile. Okay? He's teasing me. He goes, what do you mean? I always smile. Not when we're clearing low vibrational energy from people. None of that bothers him. He just goes in and takes care of it. All right. So anything else you want to relay? The light codes are coming forth and infusing through our vessels in order to lift and raise our vibrational frequencies. They're clearing out the density and helping to lift our frequency. And also, what is that? He's talking about it affecting our DNA strand. Okay, DNA strands, sorry. And I see our DNA just lighting up like little crystals, like a lot of light. It's like sun rays coming in and then lighting up the DNA, altering the DNA, shifting the DNA, shifting us. Okay, he really wants to dive in and talk about what's coming up in the future. And he was talking about this last night, like for a little split second, and I channeled a message from him, which I put onto my Facebook page, Kristin Davies. So if you want to go check out Kristin Davies' page, I put it on there if you want to read up on it. But and I can feel it coming when I look at August. Then I go and I think about September, if we're believing in time, and we're just feeling the energy of what's to come. You can feel like a churning and a tightness ever so slightly coming. It's just the energy of what shift is coming. Okay. He always, lately he wants to call us his dearly beloved ones. I heard him say this 3 times in the last 2 days, that we are his dear beloved ones. Hold steady. It's almost, he has me sitting in a roller coaster, on a roller coaster ride, and he's asking us to make sure that we got our seat belts on, and that we're in the we're strapped into the roller coaster ride and secured. There is much more yet to come. He's talking about tumultuous days ahead, but he's smiling about it at the same time. It's easy for you to smile about it. But again, remember that we are the manifestors of our reality. So if we don't like something, or we're being guided to move somewhere, or we're being guided to move in with someone, or we're being guided to change jobs, that's up to us to follow that, because our team is trying to help us make our lives easier and lighter and better. Okay? So we don't, even though I know what he's gonna start relaying some stuff that's coming up, but remember that we hold steady no matter what comes. And that's the beautiful thing about being a being of light and love, temporarily housed in a vessel. You get to be the one that decides how much you get rocked or bumped around. And it's really important that you follow your team's guidance as to making things easier, lighter, better. Where are you placing your attention? Are you always watching the news on TV and all the low vibrational things that are unfolding? Or are you focused in on sending the earth light, helping out in your local community, helping your friends and family members, giving a helping hand to those who need you? Okay. Tumultuous days are coming. They are upon us. And this is greatly needed on earth in order, at this time, in order to make shifts and changes occur. Not only from within us, but also certain, he's talking about old paradigms, old ways of doing things that are no longer serving us or the planet, need to shift to the wayside and then no longer. He personally is really focused in on, he's looking at certain things that are unfolding on the planet that he doesn't like, and he hasn't liked for quite some time, and he's centrally focused on making those things change for the betterment of, he's talking about the collective, all of our energy, the Earth's energy, the energy on Earth, period. Okay? He wants us to remember that when we have upheaval in our own lives, that we can always search for and reach for the light. We don't have to be in the depths for long periods of time if we do not wish. If you don't like something, do something about it. Voice yourself, make changes, reach out, ask for help, do something about it. And he's also referring to asking other people for help and asking your spiritual team for help. And then it's really equally important, he says, on the flip side of the coin, that when we ask for help from our spiritual team, that when we get nudges and guidance to move in a certain direction, that we follow suit, that we listen and pay attention and do something about it. That we don't just sit back and ho-hum and twiddle our thumbs. He's doing this, and sit back and twiddle our thumbs. If you see that somebody else needs help and you have the time, the energy, and the means to help them, and he doesn't mean all of those. You might just have the time to help them, or you might have something you can give them, not necessarily money, okay? Or the means. That's a whole separate. But if you can help them, do so. He's showing like we're on rough seas and we're in a ship and someone accidentally fell overboard, and now you're reaching down to grab their hand to haul them back up on the boat. So if you see somebody that's sinking or drowning, you do as he's not saying whatever it takes. He's saying follow your intuition as to what is needed and also what they're asking for, and then as guided, your higher self will guide you, the angels will guide you, your spirit guides will guide you, and then you take action. Don't ignore that guidance and do not delay. He will also assist should you wish. Okay, he says, does anybody have any questions for him? I know that's a lot. Cheers to August and the light codes now, though, right? We just like some sleep. Huh? Can I negotiate daytime light codes only? Try to negotiate that. Try to make that happen. Well, that's a pretty direct question, Amy. I mean, I'm guessing, I get that she's all right. I get a smile, okay? I just got that off my right side. They're calling you an earth angel, stepping forward and helping others on planet Earth. That's how they describe what an earth angel is. Might be time to go blonde though, eh, Amy? Just teasing. I get a smile and I get that she's all right. What should my focus be in August? Rest, relaxation, playfulness, going out and sunbathing, going out into the sun. That's for all of us. Obviously, some of us maybe can't go out into the sun for whatever reason. Obviously, you know who you are, and maybe you can just sit in the sun or in the shade and look out at the sun, and then be open to the light codes. I'm assuming this is the light codes as to why you're asking her to go in the sun. They're laughing and saying yes, and they're saying also raising of your serotonin levels, which helps to lift and raise your vibrational frequency and have more positive thinking, more positive thoughts. Also drinking clean water, clear, clean water, alkaline water. We're not drinking acidic water anymore. The angels have been saying that for the past 15 years. I don't touch tap water. I don't drink tap water. I wouldn't drink tap water if there was a filter on the tap water, because they've really hammered that home too, and I've tried that route, and they won't relent on it. So spring water it is. Order it from your local spring, or get it at the local grocery store or health food store. Okay? Going out into the sun, resting and relaxing, playing. I see you doing fun activities or going out into the sun and smiling. Amy, all you have to do is tune into her energy, this lady. Tune your mind out, quiet your mind. Feel the energy. How is she doing? What is she doing? Practice it. Type it in the comments what you feel, and I'll tell you what I feel. You know what's interesting in you saying that, Tracy, about the skies looking different in the UK? The last couple days, the sky here, it just kind of has like almost like it felt like a big shift in the sky too. And it was kind of like a dark clouds came in and kind of hovered for a bit. It was really interesting and it felt different. So it's interesting that you're saying that too. Yes, Irene, the answer is yes. And then tune into the water, tune into your team, ask the question, and then wait for a yes or no response in your body if your well water is good. Do you have a message for Polly? Wait. He's asking you to wait. I don't know what that means. Wait in what regard? Don't overthink things or overanalyze things and go off in your head and think about da 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 in your head, okay? Just wait. Let things play out the way that they're meant to and what is for your best in your highest good. Don't let it play out in your head repeatedly. Allow things to be as they choose. So allow as it is and wait. Okay. Okay, so we're going to try to keep on topic today. We're going to try and keep on this topic. Okay. So Amy, what is the answer that you're getting with this lady? That's what I'm asking you. Oh, love it. You love sunbathing and you're doing it every morning. There you go. Just more of that through August. Okay, so does anybody have any questions pertaining to the Lionsgate portal and what is to come on Earth? Or the topic in which we discussed previously. So, what Archangel Michael was talking to me about yesterday is there's going to be certain industries on Earth that are going to slowly basically die out because they're not beneficial for the whole or for the planet. So some of these, I'm not going to list these industries, but some of these industries are really polluting the planet. And he's really not happy about it. And I'm sure Spirit in general isn't happy about it. A lot of us here on Earth aren't happy about it. And he's talking about these industries like dying out and maybe not having the funding or not being allowed to continue, whatever it may be. But he's centrally focused on certain industries being no longer. And he's happy about that. Does this portal occur every August? He's talking about it being a summertime portal. Now he's talking about he doesn't really operate in time, but if he were to look at our belief system in linear time, yes, July into August, yes. It's a shift in the vibrational frequency coming in by way of light, but they're also amplifying it in the evenings when we are sleeping because this is the best suitable time in order to infuse these light codes through our vessels when we are resting and our minds are quiet, at peace. Are the older people getting those light codes too? Yes, everybody is. Yeah. If yes, are they milder for them? Are they milder for the older individuals, or we might even say individuals that maybe aren't ready for the light codes. Maybe they're not ready for a full-blown blast of the light codes. Are they getting it a little bit easier than anybody else? He's saying yes repeatedly. That is correct. Yep. So it, you know, Ascension is different for every person, and the energy will determine what you're ready for. It knows what you're ready for. So, okay, you move to this, and then you're ready for the next, okay? And then they're going to give you a little bit more, and then you hover there and get adjusted to that, and then a little bit more. But maybe you've got some things happening in your life. Maybe you've got health issues happening. So maybe they're just going to give you a little top up this time, and then we'll wait to the next incoming Ascension wave, and then we'll give you a little bit more when you're healthier, or when you don't have as much stress in your life, for example. But individuals such as more of the older population will receive exactly the same as what Kristin has just stated, what they are, what they're ready for. But I'm assuming that the younger generation probably is like capable of taking in more and is ready for more. As a whole, yes. Yeah. But he's talking about some of the older generation are quite young at heart. And he's talking about them moving their bodies more and taking good care of their bodies and eating really good. Those individuals will receive more light codes, because the vessel is ready to take in more. Is part of what you're focused on coming up in the future the removal of plastics on planet Earth? Just waiting. Yes. Although that will be a larger mountain to shift. But nonetheless, it will shift in time. He's talking about there are many individuals and industries that are jumping in and collecting the plastics from the oceans, you know, contributing their efforts in raising awareness of plastics, cleaning up the plastics, asking for donations to clean up the plastics. And he's saying, please donate to those people and those companies. Without them, this would be an even more serious problem. He says, but he considers it already a serious problem. It's the individuals who make the decisions. And it's also the individuals that benefit from certain industries that are producing plastics. And it also comes down to this, which is his sign for money. But if we all collectively took action steps to remove plastics from our lives, he says, just think of what a dent, what that would do to the industry. It's in your hands, he says, ultimately, at this time. Otherwise, it's going to take some time to make shifts and adjustments to implement new ways of doing things. And he's talking about regulations. So regulations put in place where obviously plastics can't be used, right? And he gives me a thumbs up. Are you also working on the health industry right now? He says, I'm centrally focused on the entire planet right now. Yeah. Okay, so thank God. But it's also, you know, spirit can do a lot, okay? But we also have to take action steps. So important. So we have to take action steps too. We can't just go, oh, well, Archangel Michael's got it. No, no. Like if there's ever a way of me buying something used, I'll go for used over buying something new. Because the new, all that packaging and the boxes and the, you know, the little popcorn chip things they throw in the box. I mean, the recycling of the product, it just goes on and on and on. So I'm always trying to buy used over new. I've actually been that way for a very long time. Very long time. Perfect. Just like what Tracy just said. Yeah. Having biodegradable bags. I wish they had those in all of our stores. But like I can't see them in our stores right now. And I wish a company would come out with that, and that is all I would buy. If I saw biodegradable bags, that's all I would buy. Or I would go for paper bags, but there's paper products everywhere, and how many trees do we have left? So I think we need to implement making products out of maybe hemp, etc., and other products. But again, this is something that's going to happen over time, and it's up to us to be conscious observers as to what we purchase and what we use on a day-to-day basis, right? And there's no way, I know there's certain parts of the world where you just put your plastics in the garbage and you guys don't recycle. No way. No way. Where my mother lives, she has to take all her plastics and take them to a depot to have them recycled, and she'll do that. Where I live, I put them in a bin and I put them out on the street, and then they come and pick them up and get them recycled. But other places in the world, you know, they basically, they don't have any recycling that comes and picks it up. So it's up to you to go and find those places and load up your stuff to get it recycled. We all have to play our part. That, or don't buy products that you have to recycle. So that means a lot of products you can't buy. Or there are also places like stores like Bulk Barn or other places where you can maybe bring in your own container, your glass container, or fill up bags, again plastic, but at least maybe it's a lesser amount of plastic than you would in other locations. Love it. I love that, Mira. Love it. This is just the beginning. But you guys know there are huge islands floating in, I think, all the oceans. We have the biggest one in the Pacific Ocean that is the biggest island of plastic, and it just floats there. You can walk across the whole island and it's just a big pile of plastic, right? Look it up. They film it. It's on YouTube. You can see it. So yeah, we all need to be doing our part. No more plastics. I like what Jason Momoa is doing. He's taking plastic products, and I think he's turning them into running shoes. And he's also, what is the other thing he's doing? He's doing something else where it's recycled plastic into drinking containers or something. So he's really heading things. But if we all did this, we can shift this in a much shorter period of time. Much shorter. We can turn this around, because where we're heading is not a good time. But like I've said before, a lot of people are like, oh, the planet's going to come to an end. It's just going to go downhill from here on out. But that's not at all what I hear the angels tell me on a repeated basis. I just don't hear it. I never have. I haven't heard it in multiple times over 4 years. So Spirit is operating heavily on our behalf in order to turn things around on planet Earth before things get to a point where we And there are points, there are areas where we can't turn it around at this point. But I know that whatever they're repeatedly telling me, I trust. And what they're repeatedly telling me is that things are going to turn around and that we're going to move in a much better direction in the future. And if that means a virus gets implemented and variants get implemented to slow things down, to stop certain industries from polluting the waters, to have us shook up. And I think that this is what, I'm gathering from Archangel Michael, is that there are bumpier days ahead. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready to hold your own vibrational frequency in amidst the chaos. Some won't be able to do that. They're not awake enough, they're not aware enough, and they're diving into the chaos. And when you dive into the chaos and the fear and the worry, what do? You manifest more of the same. So you get to decide. I'm not going to participate in that way of thinking and feeling. And if I do, I'm going to hand it to my angels to transmute. I'm open to lifting and raising a vibrational frequency. And please guide me in any way possible in order to help the earth in any which way I can. We get to decide. But they're always guiding us. So whether it's to change a job or to change your living situation or to move or whatever it is, it's up to us to listen. And let me tell you, there have been times where they guide me and I haven't got a clue what the heck they're guiding me. And I don't understand it. I even question it. I'm even, bucking the current. And then I go through the process with them. And then I understand it on the other end. And I go, oh, okay. Now I get the bigger picture. I understand it better. That's awesome, Tracy. She's noticing the beauty industry is moving into more eco-friendly packaging. Thank God. Let's go. So I'm answering questions pertaining to this topic. So I'm just going to leave it open for anybody else who wants to ask any other questions about the Lionsgate portal, or if you guys want to ask any other questions about August in general, I can tap into that a little bit more. And then I'll tap into September, okay? And you guys think of any other questions that you'd like to ask. So August is more resting, relaxing, infusing light codes. But the light codes we're infusing, and this is very light codes. I don't know how to explain it. It's different than our typical wave, ascension wave that we get. So what is the difference on that? He says they're more sparkly. Yeah, I am noticing that. They're like, the water when it shimmers when the sun hits it? That's what these light codes look like. They're beautiful. It's just like, oh, and they're very high vibrational and light. You know how you feel when the fairies are all around you and you can feel the energy lift up? It's kind of like that. And these light codes from the Lionsgate portal, he's talking about it peaking on around the 8th and then simmering down for a week afterwards. And then we're just getting rest. So August is really rest. September is a different story though, and I know it. And I have tapped into that many times. September? He's, it's like, he's trying to crack a joke. Like, if we were on the boat and we're moving into September and we're moving into the next stage of energy, he's like cranking this thing, ramping it up. Now we're ramping it up and we're moving into September and in comes the next wave of energy. Okay, go ahead. He's smiling at me. He's making me laugh. Come on. We're channeling about September. Just a dusting. We don't need the full deets. Things are going to be ramping up again with the energy. And as we move through September, we might feel things enclosing in on us, like a feeling of, what do you want to say that feeling is like? He's showing like a straight jacket or feeling stuck kind of sensation. And then October is resistance against that, like we want to break free and live our lives again, but we can't, and it's feeling very suffocated. It's really important to go out into nature and do the activities that you know you can do in order to release this energy of feeling stuck or irritated. So make sure we exercise, make sure we go out into nature, watch high vibrational movies, watch high vibrational TV shows, play uplifting high vibrational music, dance, okay? That's our job, to get into a better feeling place when we're feeling this collective energy on the planet. November, now we're used to it. Now we're in it and we're used to this new energy, this rigidity, stuck kind of feeling. And then December, we're trying, oh God, it's like trying to enjoy the holidays, trying to be festive, trying to be with loved ones, but feeling, it's a feeling of like suffocated kind of sensation. So what is this energy that's making us feel suffocated? He's just slightly smiling and saying that we'll soon see. Great. And, but we can shift that. And it's important that we do shift this, right? All of this is unfolding and taking place for a reason. In order to bring in the light and reach for the light, we need the contrast. And the contrast is there and used in order for us to reach for the light. If this wasn't to happen, this contrast, then nothing would change. And we wouldn't be reaching for a better feeling place. We wouldn't be reaching for higher vibrational thoughts. We wouldn't be reaching for more of the light, you see. So it is important that we bring in the contrast. And the contrast is needed. And now he's showing the yin and the yang. Okay? One with the other. Okay? Whew. Mm-hmm. 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 I love everything sparkly. Why do I love everything sparkly, do you think? He's talking about it being built within me. It's how I was created. He's talking about being a spark of light. A spark of the Creator, if you want to call it that. And then being drawn to all aspects of the light around me. And also being a part of that light. And he's talking about when we come to Earth and we don't remember where we came from, which is, by the way, a topic of a video that I'm going to be channeling in the future. You know, why don't we remember? And he's talking about it brings about more light within. When I look at something sparkly or light-filled, he says it's like a touch of home. And he says it's also a touch of who I am. And each of us was built unique and different, or created unique and different, like a snowflake. And he says this is a great time for him to implement being the manifestors of our reality. If you want more darkness or dark days ahead, then focus on the darkness, focus on the low vibrational aspects, focus on the chaos. For that is what you will focus upon and therefore create more of in your reality. And then if you want more of the light and the lighter field aspects, the lighter field individuals drawn into your reality, then focus on the light, the lighter vibrational thoughts, the lighter vibrational aspects of your reality. And he says, this is for you to practice. And he says, go forth, dear ones, go forth and practice. Thank you, dear ones. All right, that was a lot, wasn't it? So let's enjoy August, and we're going to milk it right to the end until this incoming energy comes in, and then we are responsible for lifting and raising our frequency on a regular basis, all through the winter into the spring. Bye, everyone.